Thanks for staying with us. Let's check out what the papers are saying this morning and look at the headlines on several of these papers with us. We are beginning with Salient Times. Salient Times is leading with the deaths of the 17 officers of the Nigerian Army, calling them Delta 17. Tinubu governors pay final respects as military buries gallant soldiers. 3 widows of army personnel killed in Delta are pregnant. That's according to the Chief of Army Staff, Taoreed Lagbaja. Tinubu also bestows posthumous honors on the 17 slain officers, gives scholarships, houses to the children, as well as their families. Right, in other stories on Salient Times, Mide Martins bullied me into bleaching. Habiba Jinad alleges Labour Party reserves 2027 presidential ticket for Peter Obi. Alex Oti gets automatic ticket for Abia Goba polls. Bandits kill Chief Imam, abduct scores in the Amfara community. Dangote Rabiu Elumelu enlisted as federal government sets up Economic Coordination Council. Court sentences man to life imprisonment for defiling 5-year-old in Lagos. Traditionalists urge FG to make traditional religious knowledge a subject to be taught in schools. And from the NBS, it says public debt stock rose to 97.34 trillion in the fourth quarter of 2023. This Nigeria is next now, leading with the burial of the Okwama 17, buried with full honors, and reels out all that the federal government promised to the wards and families of the deceased, with a warning that the killers will not go unpunished, and warns military against reprisal on innocent people. Abducted First News editor Olatunji in DIA detention. This is now a new twist since the news broke of the First News editor's abduction. Aggrieved Lagos PDP members sue party, Bode George and others over alleged anti-party activities. And, of course, federal government sets up a new economic coordination management teams with Dangote Elumelu Rewane and others making the 31-member list. Blueprint still on the fallen heroes who fell at Okwama, so to speak. Tinubu tells the army pay entitlements to the 3 pregnant widows, 7 others and 21 orphans in 90 days, confers posthumous honors on the slain soldiers. And for the CDS and the Chief of Army Staff, they assure that the military will not be demoralized and vow justice for the victims. Tinubu heads economic think tank, names Yotima Dangote, Otedola Edu, others members. Nigerians don't trust the bench and the bar for justice, says a senior advocate of Nigeria, Abuega Omolo. While better edu should be reinstated, clerics and traders are speaking, and the Kaduna State government reunites Kuriga school children with their parents. The Daily Times says the Naira will continue to stabilize. Shetima assures, says federal government will continue to implement policies, programs to stabilize Naira. NAPTIP warns Nigerians against traffickers using fake oil and gas as bait abroad. Things very tough, but Lagos Governor Sanwo-Olu is spreading hope at this time and calling for people not to despair. Ohaneze reiterates call for power devolution, creation of additional state in Southeast. You can check out all these stories. Let's see Nigerian News Direct. All right, the Delta killing still prominent, with Tinubu granting scholarship, free housing to families of the slain soldiers. And the paper, News Direct, goes on to say that the president tasks community chiefs to aid the military in fishing out the killer. Oyo to partner investors for inaugural tourism summit. Notorious bandit leader Dogo killed in shootout with army. On economic revival, federal government orders council to draft emergency economic plan. That's all on the Nigerian News Direct. New Telegraph says Rumpus in Echo Disco over Sanda and Momo. Nigeria suffered leadership elephantiasis in the past. Tinubu tells U.S. Congress delegation assures of commitments to rule of law, deepening democracy, and congratulates the new Senegalese president-elect. Also, subtle political realignment weakens Nyesom Wike's influence at the National Assembly as more Rivers lawmakers embrace Fubara. Pension assets, workers move 85.9 billion naira to new fund managers. Let's check out the Punch now. Tinubu insists on killer's arrest as families demand justice. NLC faults Abure's return. LP tips Obi for the 2027 presidential race already. Defense Intelligence Agency holding abducted Lagos editor says the IPI. Olubadan designates healthy will appear in public soon. Okay, finally with me is Vanguard. VP Shetima expresses confidence as Naira strengthens further. Calls for stoppage of ex-governor's president's pension raise dust. Ahead of the Edo governorship race, PDP, APC, LP, 13 others beat INEC deadline nominate candidate, and their fears over debt sustainability mounting, threatening CBN's bid to tame inflation. Theo.
All right, from me, we'll start with the Daily Trust. It says, tears are slain military personnel buried in Abuja. Heartless people took away our breadwinner, says families. Deceased officers got national honors, kids scholarships. Rescued Kuriga students to reunite with families today. Gombe approves 43 billion naira for governor's residence. Others, IPI to Tinubu directs military to produce abducted editor. Sokoto Hospital denies treating killed Dogogide. An LP reserve 2027 presidential ticket for Obi re-elects Abure. Dangote, Elumelu, Rabiu, others make Tinubu economic team. Gaza war, 212 schools hit by Israeli bombings. That's in the Daily Trust this morning. We move now to the Nation newspaper, and it says Tinubu raises two critical economic coordination team. CBN measures unsettled forex dealers in Abuja, Lagos. Now, sending to fix 55,000 tractors, attracts 2 billion naira investment. Slain Army is 17 buried. Families get houses, scholarships, posthumous honors for brave, courageous officers and men. Rescued pupils reunited parents. 62 tax lines to become single digits. That's in the Nation newspaper. The Daily Independent. LP devised protests, held national convention, re-elects Abure, reserves 2027 presidential governorship ticket for Obi Oti. Urges Tinubu to take drastic steps to save economy from collapse. Okwama killings. I share in your grief, Tinubu tells deceased soldiers' families. Bestows posthumous honors on 17 army personnel laid to rest. Task military not to be deterred by a negative occurrence. Pay all their entitlement. Award scholarships to children. Federal government to provide a house for each family of officers and soldiers. 2023 election, PDP candidates in Lagos drag Bode George, Bakuna, others to court. No price increase on petrol, diesel, NNPC assures Nigerians. That's it from my end in the Daily Independent. The leadership newspaper says here, convention, NEC meeting, opposition in disarray as PDP LP sink deeper. We didn't monitor Labour Party's convention, says INEC. Obi Oti, lawmakers absent. Subterranean forces controlling PDP leadership, says Suzwam. Naira will continue to stabilize, says Shetima. Troops kill terrorist leader Junaidu, fighters in Zamfara. Easter, federal government declares Friday, Monday public holidays. That's it in the leadership newspaper. Moving now to The Guardian. 2023 election expenses. A year after, INEC, APC, PDP, 14 others mum on financial disclosure. Tinubu constitutes team to revive economy. Ohaneze threatens to sue federal government over extra states for the southeast. No reduction in petrol, diesel price, NNPCL affirms. Military carried out no reprisal in Okwama, says other community, says Tinubu. Hajj fare hike. Kano announces 1.4 billion naira subsidy for intending pilgrims. Obi senators absent as LP returns Abure as chairman. The Platform Times says here, NFRU exposes IPOP cells in 22 countries, unveils global funding channels for terrorism. Dangote Foundation donates 80,000 bags of rice to Lagos residents as palliative. Delta 17, Tinubu promises scholarships, housing for families of slain soldiers. Labour Party officially announces Peter Obi as 2027 presidential candidate. AFDB approves $50 million loan to boost climate resilience, food security in Yobe State. Group calls for investigation into illegal mining operations on OAU campus. And Federal First Lady to empower 36 varsity, 3,600 farmers. Farm marketers urge federal government to lift ban on supply in border areas. Business Day says here, wallets shrink as food inflation nears all-time high. Firm invests $600 million in Nigerian iron ore facility. Households battle to make ends meet as inflation bites. Explainer, what to know about Tinubu's 20 trillion naira renewed help infrastructure fund. That's in Business Day. Of course, finally, we have a sporting life. We made a few mistakes, as according to Finidi George. Leverkusen slapped £55 million price tag on Boniface. Nantes confirms Simon out of the season. Onyeka fit to face Red Devils. And we have this and many more headlines in the Sporting Life newspaper this morning. Of course, Real Madrid wants to make move for Arnold this summer. So that's it on my end.
All right.